Time, an entity so pervasive in the human experience, it is often mistaken for a tangible force, an inescapable current steering the life of every individual from birth to death. Yet what if this seemingly unyielding flow, this chronological journey from the cradle to the grave, is in fact a mere illusion, a product not of the universe, but of the human mind's need for order and continuity? The quest to understand time has long captivated philosophers who have grappled with its elusive nature. The concept of time, as it is widely accepted today, linear and absolute, is but one interpretation of a phenomenon that is far more complex and subjective. This linear perception, with moments cascading from the future into the present and retreating into the past, is not a universal truth, but a societal convention, a construct shaped by human cognition and cultural norms. Physics, that most fundamental science of matter and energy, presents a view of time that is indifferent to the human sense of past, present, and future. The equations that describe the workings of the universe do not prescribe a direction to time, they are time-symmetric. This begs the question, if the laws of nature do not distinguish between yesterday and tomorrow, why do humans perceive such a difference? This perceived asymmetry, known as the arrow of time, points in only one direction in human experience, forward. Yet, this arrow is a fiction. The past, often thought of as a reservoir of events that once were, does not exist in any tangible form. It survives only in the neural pathways of the brain as memories. Similarly, the future is not a destination awaiting arrival, but a canvas upon which nothing has yet been painted. Memory and anticipation, then, are the cornerstones of the human experience of time. Ancient civilizations did not count years as modern societies do, but instead marked the passage of time by significant events, often linked to emotional impact. This method of recounting time underscores the subjective nature of temporal perception, shaped by personal experience rather than any universal clock. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity shattered the notion of time as an absolute, demonstrating that time is indeed relative, varying with speed and gravitational influence. What emerges from Einstein's groundbreaking work is a picture of time that is deeply personal, with each organism experiencing it uniquely. A mouse's rapid heartbeat charts a lifespan that, in absolute terms, is much shorter than an elephant's, yet both creatures live through a similar number of heartbeats. This relativity extends to all living beings, challenging the idea of a constant, linear timeline. Society, however, clings to the construct of linear time, establishing norms and expectations based on age. Progress through life is often measured against a set of milestones that are expected to be reached at specific times. But these societal timelines are arbitrary, differing across cultures and epochs, suggesting they are not intrinsic to the human condition, but rather imposed constructs. In reality, the present is all that exists. The infinite universal present is a state of constant change, with particles appearing and disappearing at speeds beyond comprehension. This incessant flux is the true nature of the universe, a ceaseless dance of energy that defies the human construct of linear time. To break free from the illusion of time is to liberate oneself from the constraints of an artificial timeline. The practice of mindfulness, the art of being wholly immersed in the present, offers a pathway to experiencing time as it truly is, a series of moments, each as real and as fleeting as the next. By focusing on the now, by questioning the necessity of age-bound expectations, individuals can open themselves to a more authentic existence, unchained from the fictitious linearity of time. In embracing this perspective, one can live more fully, more freely, in the only time that truly exists, the present. The past becomes a tapestry of memories, not a place to dwell, and the future, a realm of boundless potential, shaped by imagination and will, rather than by the ticking of a clock. It is in this understanding of time as a subjective, malleable experience that one can find the essence of a life, unencumbered by the illusion of chronological constraints. The perception of time as a linear progression is so deeply ingrained in the human psyche that it governs the very structure of life. This perception insists that time marches from the future, through the now, and into the shadowy realm of the past. It is a relentless forward motion, a river that carries consciousness along a predetermined course. Yet, this intuitive sense of temporal flow stands in stark contrast with the impartial stance of physics on time's directionality. The laws that underpin the cosmos, those fundamental principles that dictate the behavior of particles from the subatomic to the celestial, reveal a universe that is ambivalent about past and future. These laws are time-symmetric, meaning the equations work just as well if time is running backward. Yet, no such retrograde motion is observed in the human experience. This dichotomy between human perception and physical reality is at the heart of the enigmatic arrow of time. The arrow of time is a concept that seeks to reconcile the one-way street of human temporal experience with the indifferent two-way road of physical laws. It is a term that encapsulates the perceived directionality of time, always pointing from what has been to what will be. But this arrow, upon closer examination, is not embedded in the fabric of the universe. It is a construct, a cognitive shortcut used by humans to make sense of the continual change that characterizes existence. This realization prompts a profound reevaluation of the concepts of past and future. These are not destinations or territories with an objective reality, but rather mental constructs. The past is a repository of memories, a collection of moments that have left their indelible mark on the mind. The future, conversely, is a horizon of potentialities, a space of what could be, shaped by the decisions and actions of the present. This mental model of time, as a steady current from future to past, is so pervasive that it shapes not only personal narratives, but also the collective stories of societies. Historical accounts, the shared memories of humanity, are arranged in this linear fashion, creating a chronology that provides a semblance of order and continuity to the human story. Yet, these narratives are as subjective as individual memories, colored by the perspectives and biases of those who record them. In recognizing that the past and future are constructs of the mind, there is an invitation to focus more intently on the present moment, the only temporal space that holds true substance. The present is the point of action, the stage on which the drama of existence unfolds. It is in the present that the past is remembered and the future is forged. The challenge, then, is to recalibrate the human relationship with time, to move beyond the confines of a linear model that may no longer serve the complexities of contemporary life. By acknowledging that time's arrow is a mental construct rather than a fundamental aspect of reality, it becomes possible to reimagine one's journey through life, not as a passage along a straight line, but as a dynamic engagement with a present that is perpetually unfolding. The conception of time as a linear thread woven through the fabric of existence is further challenged when one considers the revolutionary insights provided by Albert Einstein's theories of relativity. These theories unveil a cosmos in which time is not a steady, unvarying river, but a malleable stream that bends and warps in the presence of gravity and velocity. Time is relative, experienced at varying rates depending on one's speed through space or proximity to massive objects. This relative nature of time reveals that the universe does not operate on a single, uniform timescale, but on an intricate tapestry of temporal flows, each dependent on the specific conditions of the observer. A clock aboard a spacecraft traveling at a significant fraction of the speed of light would tick more slowly than a clock on Earth. This phenomenon, known as time dilation, is not a theoretical abstraction, but a measurable reality, observed in particles accelerated to near light speeds and in the precision timing required for the functionality of global positioning systems. The relativity of time extends to the biological realm, where different life forms perceive and experience time in ways unique to their physiological makeup. The fleeting lifespan of a mayfly, which lasts but a day, contrasts starkly with the centuries-long existence of a bristlecone pine. The rapid flicker of a hummingbird's wings is perceived differently by the bird itself than by the human observer. Each organism's temporal reality is tailored to its metabolic rate, sensory apparatus, and ecological niche, illustrating that time is not a universal yardstick, but a spectrum of experiences. The concept of the infinite universal present emerges as a paradoxical counterpoint to the relativity of time. This notion posits that, at the most fundamental level, the universe is a ceaseless procession of instants, each so brief and transitory that they defy the conventional understanding of duration. In the realm of quantum mechanics, particles exist in a state of constant flux, appearing and vanishing in time spans that challenge the very concept of time. This infinite universal present underlines the vast gulf between human perception of time and the operation of time at the cosmic level. While humans segment time into past, present, and future, the universe exists in a state that is ever-changing yet eternally now. It is a state beyond the reach of human timekeeping, where the notion of a second, minute, or eon loses its meaning. In confronting this disparity between the human experience of time and the universe's indifferent procession of moments, one is compelled to reconsider the significance of time as it is conventionally understood. The realization that time's measure is not absolute, but is instead a relative phenomenon that varies among observers and across the cosmos, opens up new vistas for understanding the nature of existence. It invites a profound appreciation for the present moment, not as one tick in a series, but as the locus of reality, the interface at which the observer and the universe meet in a dance of creation and observation. The construct of linear time, deeply embedded in the tapestry of human society, imposes a framework upon the lives of individuals, dictating the pace and progression of existence. From cradle to grave, societal norms are aligned with this chronological sequence, setting expectations for when one should achieve education, career milestones, marriage, and even retirement. Life becomes a checklist, each item to be ticked off in accordance with the age norms prescribed by the culture in which one resides. This linear construct of time shapes not only personal aspirations, but also the collective psyche, influencing laws, economic systems, and educational structures. The perception of a life well lived is often measured against this temporal yardstick, with deviations from the norm viewed as aberrations or failures. Yet the question arises, are these timelines truly reflective of individual potential and happiness, or are they arbitrary constraints that limit the full expression of human diversity? In examining the impact of linear time on individual lives, it becomes evident that the pressure to conform to societal timelines can lead to a sense of inadequacy and stress. The expectation to reach certain life stages by specific ages can overshadow personal growth and self-discovery. The joy of the journey is often sacrificed at the altar of the destination, with the present moment overlooked in the pursuit of future goals. Yet what if these timelines were not rigid tracks to which one must adhere, but rather suggestions, open to interpretation and adaptation? What if breaking free from the strictures of linear time could open a space for a more authentic way of living, one that honors the uniqueness of each individual journey? Challenging the necessity of these societal timelines invites a reimagining of life's potential. It creates an opportunity to redefine success, not as the attainment of milestones within a specified time frame, but as the fulfillment derived from experiences and relationships that resonate with one's innermost values and aspirations. It encourages a life lived in alignment with personal rhythms rather than the ticking of society's clock. Embracing a non-linear approach to life's trajectory allows for a more fluid existence where opportunities can be seized at any age and transitions can occur when they feel most appropriate to the individual. It acknowledges that growth and change are not confined to youth but are accessible throughout the lifespan. In this re-envisioned model, life becomes a canvas upon which each person can paint their unique portrait of existence, unbounded by the arbitrary lines of chronological time. Listeners are thus invited to consider the liberating potential of stepping away from the linear timeline to explore the contours of a life that unfolds in accordance with personal intuition and desire. Such contemplation may pave the way to a richer, more varied human experience, where the measure of a life's worth is not the adherence to a societal script, but the depth and quality of each present moment lived. Embracing the present moment as the only true reality is a profound shift from the convention of living on a linear timeline. It is in the now that life unfolds, free from the weight of past memories and the uncertainty of future projections. To live more fully in the present, one must cultivate practices that anchor the consciousness in the immediacy of experience. Mindfulness, the practice of maintaining a non-judgmental state of heightened or complete awareness of one's thoughts, emotions, or experiences on a moment-to-moment basis, is a powerful tool for achieving this. It begins with the breath, the most fundamental and ever-present aspect of life. By focusing on the sensation of air moving in and out of the body, one can tether the wandering mind to the now. This simple act of attention can quiet the chatter of the mind and bring a sense of peace and clarity. Another practice is the cultivation of awareness of one's surroundings. By observing the environment without attachment to thoughts of past or future, one can engage with the world in its current state. Notice the details, the colors, textures, sounds, and smells that fill each moment. This practice of observation helps to reinforce the reality of the present and the richness of experience it offers. Thought exercises can also be employed to detach from the artificial constraints of time. Visualize life as a series of moments rather than a chronological sequence. Imagine each day as a complete life in itself, with its own rhythm and sequence of events. This reimagining can heighten the appreciation for each day, each hour, each moment as a unique occurrence, worthy of attention and gratitude. Journaling is another method to ground oneself in the present. By documenting thoughts, feelings, and experiences as they occur, one can gain insight into the patterns of the mind and the transient nature of existence. Writing in the present tense reinforces the immediacy of the experience and can deepen the connection to the here and now. Engaging fully with activities, whether it's a hobby, work, or conversation, can also help focus on the present. By immersing oneself in the task at hand and giving it undivided attention, the mind is less likely to drift to concerns about the past or future. This wholehearted engagement can lead to a state of flow, where time seems to stand still and the individual is fully present and alive in the moment. By integrating these practices into daily life, one can begin to loosen the grip of temporal constraints and discover the freedom of living in the present. It is in this space that life's true essence is found, unfettered by the artificial constructs of time. The present is not just a brief stopover on the journey through life, it is the journey itself. Each moment is an opportunity to experience life in its fullest expression, to engage with the world in a way that is immediate and real.